Hello.
Yeah, how are you doing? How is the day?
That's alright. How was yours?
Yeah, it's going good. Everything's good. So, what's the latest news so far? What have you been working on?
Uh, just mainly what me and you talked about. We haven't ran the May as much after our last session.
hmm
So I'm thinking mainly just going more towards worrying about Tracer.
Sure. Yeah, I think might be good to discuss Tracy a little bit more, definitely then. And this is what we wanted to do anyway, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, do you have any Tracy replays we can take a look at today?
I do. I do. I'll send you the code in just a second.
Nice, that's good. Anything you need to work on as a tracer, it seems. Yeah, anything what feels problematic for you maybe currently as well?
Uh, the duel, especially as like a console player going against maybe not always console tracers or higher skill tracers. You know what I mean? Just playing the duel smart because I feel like
hmm
there's a lot of times where our team needs that peel for a tracer in the back line, and I'll do my best to keep them at bay. Not always going to win the duel. It's just the name of the game, you know. But just trying to keep them at bay and keep them out of the back line as much as possible.
Hmm. I see. Well, a lot of your peeling as a tracer, ideally, it should be you establishing your own pressure. If you're able to do it right, then you typically look for better resource trade because, well, a lot of times you're usually fighting for similar positions with enemy tracers as well. You're typically trying to just push them out this way as well because you setting up your own proactive play, and this way it allows you to just force more resources in general. We can look into that more. Regarding the duels, a lot of it is first of all your position and second decisions. So yeah, definitely feels in terms of mechanics might be harder if it's non-console player, but if you solve the positioning and game sense, that helps the most, to be honest, at any skill level. Yeah, at any sort of platform, it always helps you aim the most. It also allows you to force out more CDs this way. So we can look into that more. But yeah, and that replay which you sent me, those duels 1-on-ones, is that something you did struggle in there, or is there anything else?
This was there might be some duels like this was 5 days ago, so it's not right on top of my head. But it was more of the we were doing some of like a pseudo dive here, and it's more of just working on positioning and where to be. Is what I was concerned about.
Positioning. Okay, so you just want to, I guess, find good angles as the racer, where you want to be in
Right.
general. Right. Okay, yeah, we can focus more on that. Let's take a look. We have this code here. Okay, and I'm gonna screen share. Here we go. Can I see my stream just fine? Is it working for
I
you?
can. Yes,
Nice.
sir.
Okay, let's take a look. We got Oasis. Yeah, I think it's decent map, and overall your composition, it's quite suitable for Tracer. We can do quite a lot here. Let's see. What's your thoughts on your Tracer position? Where you usually want to stay? Yeah, what kind of positions you
Uh,
ideally should be taking?
in a perfect scenario, typically taking like off angles to kind of pressure their back line or clean up targets if anyone's called.
Sure. Yeah, so off angles, I think that two things for you to look for. Well, off angles, it's not just even the positions where we're playing away from your core, but like really close to them. A lot of times it can also be you going on a deep flank. Well, it should be possibly you're trying to do that more if map allows you because you're quite self-sufficient as a way, so you can easily exist on some sort of flank. That is one thing, and another thing is making sure you take the shortest angle as possible, making sure we able to engage without getting our resources forced because of it. You typically don't want to engage from too far angle. Yeah, you want to kind of set up first, get closer towards the enemy team. Uh, yeah. Oh, by the way, the stream is working just fine for you. Yeah, everything's good.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Okay, okay. Now let's take a look. So you guys start on controlling this left high ground, kind of kind of stacked with your teams there. My question to you, what do you think? Should we be staying here in a better position for you to look for? Like we're saying, a more flanky-ish position, but short angle towards the enemy backline. What's your thoughts?
So maybe playing this bottom left with the mini down here, maybe.
Bottom left of the mini, yeah. I like this one. And actually, mini allows you to prolong your existence on the flank. See, a lot of times, and yeah, in our team session, I was also saying the Venture is one of those characters where they can go deeper angles as well. They can definitely take those. But the main difference from you and Venture is that, well, for one, you got more mobility in a way. Well, with all your blinks, you can do more, and you also don't have to be face to face with an enemy. You can also maintain slight over range. So, for example, if I approach these guys, well, I can maybe shoot even from, well, not that far, but maybe let's say like this range, sort of 5 meters. This is where you're comfortable. Maybe get closer with this corner. Yeah, this is where you're also comfortable. But eventually, a lot of probabilities is you will need to get up closer. With the tracer you don't have to unless you really need to finish somebody with a melee. But yeah, you definitely need to look for map control. The way you look at it is you guys usually also not going to be stacked up with adventure as much. You're just going to be taking different sides of the map. Maybe you can come from this mini, the venture can come from the other side, yeah, maybe even using this middle pillar. But yeah, I think you need to find a way to go somewhere deeper. The HP pack is definitely gonna help you out a lot as well. And see, this way you prevent yourself using the blinks too, because you setting up for the dab beforehand. You just get in a position, yeah, staging first without using your abilities.
Right.
I think it's fine if you guys just been practicing this sort of timing, synchronizing the pressure together. I think it's alright. Later, the second goal is just doing the same because I like the time there. How all of you guys went in there. The second thing is just gonna be, well, you being able to do all of this, but from the angles. Make sure you get the angles first so you don't waste your abilities. Any questions about it? Short flank angles, or that is clear?
No, that's pretty clear. This
Nice.
was also before our session about kind of getting away from the dive into the brawl. So I want you to think we're just ignoring you. I promise we're not.
It's all right. I think our yeah, oh yeah, actually yeah, I remember. You're right. No, it's okay. As I mentioned, if you guys just get in the, as I mentioned, first fundamentals down where you're trying to get your timing right, it's okay to even be stuck together. Like you don't have to just all of you take the angles. It's okay if you start just practicing synchronizing the pressure first. Later, you can lean towards being take the angles, but also synchronize the pressure.
Right.
It's just harder thing to do, generally speaking. Like do both angles and timing. Timing is something you want to solve first. So yeah, from here, well, possibly, let's say you guys fight this area. You use the tracer. Maybe try to leverage this a little. You can also try to even potentially look to him to come this way, but you want to be careful of the Sombra hacks so they will not burst you. Well, a roller hook is something to be aware of too. And see, the most important thing with you staying on those angles is that you can win those angles from enemy flankers. Like this poke you do, this is good scouting, and you can kind of be more confident. Once you confirm this angle, it's yours. Enemy flankers can use that, then you can easily do something, do damage towards the enemy team. And this way you know, okay, enemy flankers, they can't sweat in your backline anymore. And you can also be more confident. So you just commit to stay there a little bit more at the start. Yeah, you're getting hooked there, but something to be aware of. I guess that's alright. Yeah, so we've done a little bit of shooting there, right? And then the one Hog went on right. Yeah, it feels like a lot of your attention goes either towards this or this. You just need to make sure your attention is in towards the flanks more. And this way you will even avoid getting hooked because of how much attention you spend here. Maybe you can even hear the hog coming this way, so you're not gonna get hooked that easily. Let's see, okay. And mechanically, just the shots wise, yeah, it's alright. Something you can train, because you didn't mention the things about duels, is your trigger discipline. I think even for console, it's a good thing to do. Yeah, it's gonna be probably a good thing to do. Instead of trying to constantly shoot things, like shoot the targets, try to do it this way. If I go on a practice range, for example, you will see a lot of times players, they shoot every bullet right away. They just kind of hold their fire for too long. So it's maybe there's a moving target over here. If I hold my fire for too long, I might miss for some of my bullets. But what you can do to be able to apply more pressure, just take your time with your shots. So you can start applying damage, wait, and then shoot again. And then, like, let's say here, yeah, I wait, I shoot, and then I wait if I need to adjust my crosshair and shoot again. So basically, I'm only trying to shoot when I'm confident I can aim the enemy in a good way, like I can potentially hit them. It's what's that called trigger discipline. So instead of again holding the fire and missing some of my shots, I just kind of take my time. You're like, here, let's say, okay, I do the blink, I readjust crosshair, wait, okay, maybe I'm shooting this guy, and then well, this is something like the bots are easier, but against the characters with the chaotic movement, especially, it
Of
really,
course, right.
yeah, it really shows. For example, if you do something like Voxta, I think this is gonna be good. You just go in here, settings, import code, type in Voxta. It's gonna be a lot of moving targets for you, and I think this mod here is really great for practicing your trigger discipline. You might spend 15 minutes before each game session, and that's gonna improve your dual potential in one-on-ones drastically. So instead of, like, again, holding the fire, like missing some of my bullets, I can just shoot a little, take my time, shoot a little, take my time, yeah? Shoot a little, take my time, shoot a little, and this way, you can build up a bit of trigger discipline. Eventually, all of this readjustments, yeah? Because at the start, it takes a little bit, maybe it feels a little bit too slow. It takes more time for you to readjust the crosshair, but it's okay. The more you do this, the faster you're gonna be with readjusting your crosshair, basically. So just start doing that. I think it's really useful. Yeah, does it make sense?
Okay.
Or?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, nice. So I can write it down potentially in the tasks. A Voxta, and this is gonna be before your game session. 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes is enough. Can also do something similar to this, but whenever you practice against characters with chaotic movement, it's always good. You can also do deathmatch, but just do it between the queues in competitive. Yeah, like here, maybe spend a little time before your game session, and then just go in a deathmatch, play versus other players too, and practice versus real movement as well. I think it's quite nice. Okay, yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. What was the map? What was it called? It was,
Oasis.
yeah, it's here. Okay.
There we are.
No, I clicked the wrong
Oh.
one by accident. Okay, yeah, now we got it. And so it was 2 minutes. Okay. So yeah, that at that point, the fight is, it's kind of chaotic. You have to just, you have to shoot the right target at this point. Make sure you guys on the same page, like calling out stuff. who used CDs, who's not. Yeah, so it went well. Now again, you can look to setup. Don't just sit here, but check what's on the flank, just in general. Can also do a little bit of scouting if you like, from taking angles. When you take those flanks, you can give your team information. Like, can be one of these beneficial things a lot of times too. If maybe you notice somebody early using the CDs, or maybe you notice the enemy in a certain position to, you can always give those micros to an enemy, to your team, because they can notice those a lot of times. Taser is one of those characters where, because you can flank, you can notice some of the small stuff your team can't see.
Right.
So definitely do that more. I wouldn't. Yeah, so I probably wouldn't play here. Probably go on the side a little. On the right side would be really good. And this is where you would challenge that Tracer too from the start. She comes from this flank. We definitely have an advantage, so you can maybe ignore her for a little bit more. But this is something you want to aim for. Try to win the angles first. Win the flanks from flankers first. Possible. So they will not be able to use those. So, that Tracer trying to look for the pulse bomb, maybe if it lands, then it's really scary. But if I just push that Tracer away and not allowing her to even set it up, then it's even better for your team. Okay. Here, just finishing up the fight. Yeah, so you should be winning this one. That's it, the next point. It's a short range map, yeah. It's gonna be complicated, maybe, like more complicated because you have less mobility options. But yeah, what's your thoughts? Where should he be?
You could mm, maybe fight for the high ground just to keep like the
Hmm.
right side.
Yeah, might be. Yeah, be careful
I guess
though.
there's no one up there though.
Yeah,
But
yeah. You definitely need to keep an eye on if you guys going left. Yeah, you're using those more enclosed spaces here, which I think is okay. Well, why not? Well, you can do that, I guess. Just being careful. These guys have an advantage versus you with the Maywall. But yeah,
right.
keep an eye on what your team is doing. If they trying to attack this space, they most likely will. Then you will be attacking too. Mm, you can even wrap around this way too. A lot of times it's alright. The thing for you is you can leverage the enemy spawn even and try to constantly exist on the flank. So you pull the attention away, constantly make them look around. Maybe May looks at you for 1 second. She's not able to use the proper wall, and it's about everybody else. Even Zarya's bubble. She might waste it to somebody on the backline. It seems like you guys doing better in terms of your synchronization though and overall mechanics. You run this guys over. And it definitely feels like you have an advantage. Okay, have to reset here.
Do you have anything specific like
Hmm.
once they make that switch to Cassidy? Like
Oh,
anything you suggest?
yeah, of course. Whenever you play around the cast, and it can be against any character with the CC. You have to keep an eye on how you bait out his resources. So your first part is always staging. Yeah, like I'm saying, okay, take the angle, try to get as close as you can, and after you're trying to do something, like somebody, you're trying to force out abilities. So your blinks are there to just play around his flash. Once he's using it, then you blink on the side, you trying to solve his aim this way too. A flash is a projectile, so it takes time for it to travel. That's for one. And second, you also want to look at the attention of the Cassidy. Try to look at them if he's looking at you. And I wouldn't even react to exactly flash animation. Try to react to his hand animation. Whenever he's gonna throw the flash, his hand is gonna raise up, so that is something you want to react to, ideally, so
Okay.
do not get stunned. Yeah. You kind of maintain your range a little, like you don't fight face to face with him, so it will take like slight more travel time. Like let's say I'm here and this guy's there. Okay, this is alright. If you're too close, a lot of cast players, they can just flash the ground, and then you're gonna be stunned. So you don't want to do that. If they have the flash, you want to maintain the range. So if they throw it at you, then you have chance to dodge because of the travel time, and also because of the it's easier for you to react. In general, it's easier for you to react to those animations. Just watch out for those. That's what I would say. And it's a similar thing against any other character. If you're ever scared about, let's say, hog players, maybe even Widowmakers. Yeah, Widowmaker shot. Look at animations, what they do, the attention, and you're good. Here your angles, you can literally go all the way there if you want. Like don't waste your time staying here. If your team is staging, you're spending the time just getting closer. Yeah, kind of finding the right target. It's okay. You just get in a position. You might be thinking in general. Yeah, let's put it this way. What do you think are the good targets for you to dive here on the enemy composition? What's your thoughts?
Uh, Cassidy, May if you can force out Ice Block, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Those and you see those targets are more stationary too, kind of more killable, and that's what you want. You as a dive character trying to dive those stationary targets more, and if you're able to stage like closer towards those positions, like closer towards those angles. So yeah, I'm gonna write down because I was mentioning you need to get close sightline. Yeah, another bullet point about it is gonna be you need to get closer with stationary characters if you ever not sure where should it be exactly. So in this case, maybe well, if you're choosing to have Cassidy, I would lean towards the left. If we lean towards the May, I would maybe go right. By default, using the enemy spawn is slightly better though, because it constantly pulls the attention towards the spawn. So you meanwhile, if somebody dies and they come here, then they have more time to readjust. So I would honestly go right, even because there are too many like advantages. Well, first off, go on the May. Second, you can just pull off more of the enemy attention. Flanking is making sure you turn an enemy around like 180, ideally, so they look at you. Okay, does that make sense? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
oh, nice. And see, all the blinks I used, right? Your blinks needs
Right.
you need it for dueling. Like it's not a bad thing to close the gap as well. I just want you to have more blinks for dueling. Ideally, with closing the gap, you, if possible, just using one blink is good, or maybe not using blinks at all if the map allows you. This map allows you to do that as well, by the way, a lot of times. Those close range corridors, you can just kind of walk through, walk here, shoot, and then, oh, okay, 3 blinks for you to do anything you want. It's fine, you guys getting them still. Another thing you might do with your pulse bomb, because you got it, I was saying, well, you can go on the flank somewhere. You can even think about sneaking up. Just staying somewhere in a corner where you hiding, you're not shooting at all. It might be even here. Maybe you hide behind these pillars, and then you look for the better pulse bomb. So it's not that rushed, or yeah, in general, it's not that hard to hit.
Right. That's a big issue, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Like, pulse bombs are definitely tough to hit a lot of times. But this is what you want, because this is such a cheap cooldown, and it's hard to hit a good pulse bomb from the main. Be more sneaky if you like. Yeah, so I'm gonna say, if you have pulse, be more sneaky. In general, you can sneak around, don't shoot at all. A lot of times, it's a good thing to do no matter what, as it is, in my opinion, because your burst damage, your value comes out of you being up close. Sometimes you cannot do damage up close without sneaking up on the enemy. Kind of similar to what a lot of venture players do, like Reaper's player do. They just sneak up around the corners sometimes. It's Tracy you do a little bit of less of this, but still you're able to. Especially with your pulse, definitely this is something you need to do more. So you landed. Yeah,
I think a
this
big part of it
yeah.
is, like, obviously playing, like, competitive ranked is way different than a match like this.
Mhm.
A big part of it to me specifically is, like, taking those deep angles. I just don't want to be the guy getting picked first because I
True.
took a little too deep of an angle, you know?
Yeah. 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 So how you don't get picked? What you need to what do you need to keep an eye on then?
Cooldowns, locations, what they're facing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, what teammates could even, like, peel if I there's no reason for me to take a deep angle if we don't have a plan, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and a lot of it, yeah, like you mentioned, planning is really about synchronizing your pressure with your team, and a lot of it is keeping an eye on what the rest of your team is doing, especially your tank. Whenever they start absorbing the attention, whenever they're looking to apply pressure, most of the attention goes towards the tank, so you can be more confident. Try to attack from that deep angle. That's a lot about it, and how you use cover as well. Yeah, it can be just you not getting poked as much. Again, be more sneaky. It's definitely a fine thing to do. So you don't get picked early. Whenever, well, when you will try to go on those angles at first, it'll feel like, well, might be a little bit tough, and you might get picked, but it's fine thing to do at the start. Like trying to limit test, see what works, what not, and then eventually you also will be able to solve this safety part where you die from something. Yeah, it's most likely because of the most of it. It's, in my opinion, about good timing. Though there also might be other things such as cover and such, but yeah, this is a lot of times for you as a tracer when you sit on the same angle as your team. It's more uncomfortable because the enemies are pushing you in the same direction, and when they push your diva, as an example, or your Russo, you're also getting pushed and you might get picked randomly. Okay, yeah, let's say the third map maybe a little bit more. So the second one, it's pretty clear. What about the third here? Let's see.
Oh, I think yeah.
Go
I
Cassie.
gotta switch off
Uh-huh.
the yeah.
That's okay. Do you have any other examples where you play Tracer as well?
Let me look real quick. Trying to think of anything that would be even
Mm-hmm.
helpful. This is I'm not sure.
That's alright. That's right. I think I can show you a couple of examples of what I mean. So far, getting close to sideline, taking flanks, yeah, even from pro play, like just in general, the higher rank players looking at what they do more with their other tracer.
Right.
Let me see. Okay.
Like I have comp play, but I don't really think that's to the same level.
Comp play. Well, it can be fine, honestly. Like the same for the Melrose supply there too. If you play tracer there, you can take a look at
Yeah, I
that.
did.
Yeah, yeah. Let's take a look.
Uh,
Just give you a few examples. What do we mention? And then we can summarize later.
let's see. There you go.
Hmm. Okay, let's take a look. So we got this new Queen Street. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, this is where you go on a deeper angle. But see, what's the problem with that? Yeah, I like the deep angle here. Yeah, possibly going around. But what went wrong? Why this angle is not as comfortable? What's your thoughts?
I kind of didn't commit to the angle. I kind of cut through that bus and put myself like kind of right in the middle.
Hmm. how you would commit to the angle. Where should you be?
I could have kept going, like, towards their spawn maybe and get those the staircase or the other
Hmm.
staircase behind where the soldier is.
Yeah. The staircases, I'm thinking this here might be one of the best.
Mhm.
Later, maybe commit into this if you want, but even starting here is decent. And see, what's good about it is, first of all, you get short sightline. That's what we want. Commit on the angle, that's good enough, but then get on a short sightline as well before doing anything. You need to stage first, yeah, get closer. Because this shooting, now you give up your position and
Right.
you didn't shoot at your that effective range, and now the long range characters like enemy soldier and Anna, they're able to poke you out easily. But if you've been setting up here, you consistently more apply more effective pressure. If you would apply pressure on somebody here, you most likely will be able to apply pressure on someone else, even though they escape. Like from here, I also can get to those other guys too. It's just higher quality pressure, well, higher uptime. Let's put it this way. You shoot somebody, and then you can shoot somebody else. But from here, you're only able to shoot one target. Use the long range angle. So see, you see this, yeah, and that's why you have to
Yep,
escape
soldier
and
instantly pokes me out, yep.
yeah, yeah. And that's why even here, I want you to like think, okay, where can I go so I get a shorter sideline? Being aware of the soldier, sure. So you can maybe scout him, but then maybe go over here. Yeah, you if he is not there anymore, why not? You can start from this point. Maybe try to just go in there, Anna. Maybe go in there, Junkyard soldier, depending on the situation. Yeah, well, this space here is definitely comfortable. You can look for opportunities. So you don't shoot from here though. You invest your
I have a
time.
bad habit just trying to, like, draw attention, even
Hmm.
though the damage isn't effective.
Yeah, draw attention, but set up first. I would say. Yeah?
Right, right.
It's like fine thing to do if you had a good position. Get in the staggers. Yeah. This way you're really close to the pools. I'm thinking. Hmm. What's your thoughts? You 90%, actually even 80% considered that you're close to your ultimate. So I'm thinking, how can you set up? Remember the sneaky setup. What are your options?
Right here, I could have cooked that where my brig is. There's that side door.
I'm thinking
I could
side
have
door
sat
is
in there,
decent.
maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
this is decent. Yeah, why not? You have an access to also easily go back to here and take the small mini to just hiding around the corner. The only thing you need is a little bit of damage with your primary fire, and then look for the pools after. That's what you need. Like being, definitely think being more sneaky is gonna help a lot. You're not just gonna start off the main and be too rushed with your pulls too. Because this may be what you've been looking for here, but because of this, just maybe not a sneaky engage becomes harder. Let's say the next time. Again, I can spend some time, maybe go on the deeper angle, all the way right side, yeah. See, yeah, this is fine. I like this more. Just get in here first, and then you can set up the pulse bomb. Just don't even waste too much time, I guess, shooting from here. Just get in the best position possible. And this thing, that's why it worked, actually. A lot of it is just... some of those guys, they were not expecting you, even though you were shooting from here. But because you're already at really short range angle, and you didn't spend too much time shooting, they not aware of you that much. I think it's good. It allows you to quickly set up something. Yeah, okay. This is fine. I would just like you to be more careful, just in case of if any long range damage will poke here. That's why I try to use those tiny spaces a little bit more before you actively commit. Because who knows from here how you might get poked. Yeah, it's even the enemy Junkrat might go your way, or enemy Moira. It's
Right.
something you want to avoid. Be careful. Later, you can definitely get closer. Try to commit like you did. Yeah, I think it was fine. Fine this Baptiste well. Kind of isolated there. Going from the side again, yeah. That's fine. The only thing is hard for you to set up the pulse bomb because yeah, they already know that you're here. So that's okay though. Sometimes it's not as easy to land those. I think the attempt on the brick, well, you can take it. Maybe you stick the shield and the brick shield, and then she might die there. Well, it's alright. Okay, I'm thinking any questions you have, maybe. Yeah, anything in
Uh,
general.
I'd say you've done a good job explaining. It's just a lot of me take. I shouldn't be taking as much open sight lines as I have been.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so let's try to summarize then the all of this. What do we got exactly? Yeah, so one thing you mentioned, don't want to take those, well, open sightlines. Okay, well, what are the positions you want to aim towards with the tracer usually?
Uh, kind of closed off, safer behind angles, flanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with the flanks, some things you might do, especially will be useful for your team environment. Try to do scouting. You can do scouting for specific abilities, like for anything, like for specific CDs, maybe locations of the enemy. That's one. Try to challenge enemy flankers. Yeah, remember that too. Try to win flank control. That's how I'm gonna phrase it in the notes. Win flank control, and if you have your pools, how you would play as well.
Kind of a safe, sugar discipline, uh, sneaky, sneaky sword.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. The just make sure it's not as telegraphed. I guess whenever you have this big pulse bomb, you don't have to. I guess make sure they know where you are. Just
Yeah,
stick
don't
to.
make it difficult when it can be easy.
Yeah, you definitely keep an eye on their abilities, cooldowns, so it's gonna be easier for you. The pulse bomb is not too big of a deal. Well, I mean, treat it sort of. If you force out big CDs, that's also good enough. Maybe you force out something like Baptiste Lamp, you force out something like Enemy Ultimate, especially. It's really good. The pulse bomb is very cheap, ultimate. Yeah, you can treat it like a cooldown in a way, but make sure you also set it up. Make sure you fight at better angles to be able to make it easy for you to set it up. Set it up, yeah. Okay, yeah. So mainly flanks. Also, another thing which you mentioned is trying to get close sightlines. Yeah, trying to get close sightlines, close range angles. It's another thing about the setup. Hmm. And who do we prioritize fighting as a tracer? What do we mention so far? Yeah, what kind of targets?
Stationary.
Yeah. Like aim for that as well. See the enemy con, for example, here. It's can be something like Junkrat Soldier because of they usually in one location for longer periods of time. Like
Right.
Moira, she's only good target if she used her fade. Well, you can force it out too, but scared like if she escapes right away. Brig, generally speaking, if she has low defensive, like maybe low shield, I think kind of poked out too. You can also prioritize her, but always find those targets which are more killable too. In general, like It's about their abilities, yeah, about what they have, what they don't have. Stuff like that. Okay, so close sightlines, getting close with stationary characters too. I think those two things will be good too. And for your aim training, you can do Waxta a little bit more. Let's do that. Waxta 15 minutes before each game session. Sure. If you get any awards where you're doing those more Tracy 1v1s as well, like dueling, we can take a look at that too, if you're not confident in what you should be doing there exactly. With your ability usage, I can help. But yeah, maybe for today, do you have any questions regarding that or like anything in general?
No, sir.
Okay, then for the next time, what we can do is keep an eye on those topics.